The Honourable Nathan Guy.
Mr Speaker, I had a very interesting trip yesterday to the Manawatu, Rangitikei and Whanganui area to make sure that they were coping reasonably well with the big storm and flood event that they occurred. And I must say that the devastation in that area, Mr Speaker, is very dramatic. A lot of roads, in particular rural communities, are suffering through slips and road closures. There is a lot of debris around and a lot of silting. I went on to one particular farm yesterday in the Whangaihu Valley, and on his particular hayshed he had a flood marking of the 2004 water level and a flood marking of the 2015. Not too much difference, probably about 250 odd millimetre difference between the two water levels. What is slightly different this time, Mr Speaker, is that this event has occurred in the winter months. The last event in 2004 occurred in the summer months. So we all know what that means, waterlogged soils in the winter. Once they have a significant rain event that occurred upstream above Whanganui, of course that water had to go somewhere. So that meant that my officials sought a lot of advice and said to me that this met a medium statutory declaration, and as a result of that, $100,000 extra funding has been supporting Rural Support Trust made available. Also, we're going to have a recovery facilitator on the ground, working very closely with the likes of Fonterra, Federated Farmers, Beef and Lamb, and other industry groups, and linking closely with the councils, because the government has already indicated $250,000 for enhanced Task Force Green. These are the people that are going to get out there and help farmers in those rural communities clean a lot of the debris that I saw yesterday off their fences, stand up some of those boundary fences that have been decimated by this significant flooding event. Also, if needed, there will be rural assistance payments. What I've often said to many groups that I've spoken to is that farmers aren't interested in a handout. They're actually more interested in knowing that the government cares in the period of hardship that they find themselves in. This is not a new event for rural communities. They have been through events like this before, and unfortunately they will go through them again, whether it's droughts, whether it's snowstorms that are occurring in the South Island, whether it's a very prolonged drought period that North Canterbury is having to deal with right now. Fortunately, they had 25 or 30 mils of rain this week, so some positivity there, Mr Speaker. The government's doing what we can, ministers on the ground, officials helping the councils to get through what is a significant event there. Also, it's very timely to mention, Mr Speaker, that in particular for our dairy farmers, this is a tough time. Not only has the flood impacted on this particular area, but prices are very, very volatile. That's why I reached out with Minister Coleman and announced $500,000 where we're going to be focused, both of our ministries, onto mental health and wellness into rural communities. There's a lot of initiatives out there already, and farmers just need to know who they should turn to, whether it's Dairy NZ, who are running an initiative, Tactics for Tight Times, whether it's Farm Strong, all about live well, farm well. It's about rural communities knowing who to turn to in times that are pretty tough for them. Mr Speaker, the outlook for the primary industries is extremely bright. The outlook for dairying is very good. Beef right now is having a record year, and the outlook for beef farmers for the next couple of years is strong. Horticulture products are going extremely well. Exports for viticulture, that's the wine industry, also avocados, kiwi fruit, apples having a great year. Also seafood going pretty well, and the ability to grow for them into the future as well. And forestry looking at having some growth as well because of the US housing market recovering, and of course big demands on their products here in New Zealand and Christchurch rebuild and building more houses in Auckland. Tonight, Mr Speaker, we're celebrating success in the primary industries. That's the Balanced Farm Environment Awards. I salute all of the finalists that are coming to Parliament tonight. I congratulate the winner, who we don't know who that is, but I look forward to shaking hands with them and saying what a fantastic job that they do, actually looking after the environment sustainably. More consumers around the world are demanding more from our farmers, and tonight we're going to celebrate the success that farmers focused on sustainability and how they get a premium product into market and do extremely well, whether it's planting, riparian planting zones, excluding cattle from waterways. You know, about 96% of waterways under dairy farms now are excluded from cattle, and that needs to be acknowledged. Our farmers have come a long way, challenges in front of them, but we should celebrate success, and our farmers are what a fantastic job they do tonight, and I invite everyone to get involved.
Members' time has expired.